Ben,
How are you?
Ben got a new motorcycle. Ben's back in the saddle.
Yeah, I was influenced heavily by you.
It's so funny. Ben got a new motorcycle. You wanted one so bad, but you were so him and Han about it. And
Well,
then go ahead.
every time we rode, it got me like
You
keen
were
on
on a
it.
Harley. That's
I was
why.
on a hard, so yeah, I was keen while I was riding. I'm like, yeah, this is fun, but it was never enough to like push me over the edge. And back in the day, like before I had a family and kids, I'd have just done it in like. But I always had this, no, don't, because you don't. It's a waste of money. Like you're not gonna ride it that much. You got kids, etc. And then I rode your H2 and that fucking rocket
It's
tickled
crazy.
my tickled my wick.
Well, I got sick of you telling me my Harleys were slow, so I went and bought a fucking rocket ship.
That is a rocket ship. I mean, that fucking thing, like the last superbike I rode was my R1 and that was a 0401. So the power delivery on it is like worlds apart.
I know.
That fucking rocket ship took off on me.
The crazy thing about that H2 SX is there's so much torque that the power band is like it starts at 3,000 RPM and it goes all the way to 12,000 RPM and it doesn't stop pulling the whole
Mhm.
through the whole rep range. You just get
Yeah.
power the whole and I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
It gets better like on mine. So I got the F4. That thing, like, it's fun when you're like kicking around 3 or 4 thousand, but you let that thing kick up into like the
Oh
nine,
yeah.
10,000,
Yeah.
10,000 RPM, and that's where it all that punches, and it's like screaming at you and
Yeah. I don't
fuck,
know.
man.
I haven't ridden any other sport bikes other than my Ninja,
Mhm.
but from what I've told, or from what I know, I'm pretty sure most sport bikes are like that. Like you don't get power until you get into the 7, 8,000 RPM range.
Yeah. I mean, my rev limiter. So why the fuck can't I think of the right word? My
Well, your rev
my
limiter.
speedo, my
Yeah.
rev limiter
Oh,
goes up to 80, goes up to
oh,
18,000. Oh,
Your RPM gauge. Yeah.
yeah. It taps out like 18,000. But I know my R1 when I was at like first gear in at like 10, 12,000 RPM, I'm putting 90 mile an hour in first in
Yeah.
that thing. But it's all, like I
So,
said, the power delivery is all once you pass that like 7,000 RPM, that's when it really fucking boosts.
so for people watching, what happened was Ben came down to Detroit, came to stay at my place because we had the Detroit Pro a couple weeks ago, and we went riding to the gym just from my house to the gym. Like it was like a five, it's not, it's like a 10-minute ride max. We went my house to the gym. Before we even got to the gym, I think we stopped at a red light, and Ben's like, I'm getting a motorcycle. It was
Yeah.
literally like you literally rode down like 4 streets. You're like, I'm getting a motorcycle. Fuck it.
I think we wasted like, God.
No, no, go ahead. I just want to show people what you got.
Well, we were about to train, right? And then I think I spent like wasted 40 minutes before training looking at bikes online. I was like, I gotta find me a fucking bike. I don't care. And Denise was there, which made it was it was Donice's like being there and green lighting it for me that I was like, fuck it, that's it now. I'm just like normally I get off the bike with you and she's not there, right? So I get excited. And then by the time I get back home and we have that discussion,
Yeah.
I'm the excitement is kind of the adrenaline's worn off and I've kind of settled back down again. But next day I was like, fuck it, let's follow this through. So I'm glad
Why can't I
I
play your
don't
story?
I don't have anything on my story.
Oh, it shows red here. I thought there was something in there.
Oh,
Where's your
maybe, but I don't have any
what's
bike
your bike?
stuff.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yeah,
here.
yeah, there you go, there you go. Yeah.
That's Ben's new MV Augusta F3 or F4?
F4.
F4. So this is supposed to be a classic. That's why you bought an older bike.
Yeah, they stopped making them. I think
So
they stopped making them in like
it's a
maybe
beautiful bike.
2012. Dude, it's done 3,000 miles. Like I said, I was telling someone the other day. It's one of these bikes that, you know, when like a middle-aged man buys a Porsche and he only rides it on a Sunday, drives it on a Sunday.
Yeah, this is that bike.
This
Yeah.
is what people do, right? They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a piece of art. It's not a toy.
yeah. And there's fucking quad exhaust in the back. It just,
Yeah, this is badass.
yeah,
Nice.
man. I think just that thing just screams when you're
But
ripping it. It's so much fun. Yeah.
one second. One second. I'm gonna piss off Guy Cisternino really quickly.
World's
Well,
biggest
well,
shocker.
Yeah, that won't be hard.
Guy Cisternino and Mr. Olympia is fucking
Holy
here.
shit!
Wait a second. I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this share for. Look at this office this motherfucker's sitting in.
Whoa.
I know.
What?
Excuse me,
Listen,
Samson.
I'm not used to
God.
it. Okay, hold on. I'm not used to this. I'm used to sitting with Samson in the kitchen. Like now he's in this beautiful office.
Mr. Olympia, man. Gotta represent. Gotta represent.
There's fucking crowns everywhere. Look at that.
Step that game up. Look at this motherfucker.
It's Mel's office, by the way. It's not mine. So I'm just like, I'm temporary accommodating.
Hey, Samson, dude, congrats on everything you're doing, man. I think it's absolutely amazing, bro. Seriously.
Thanks very much, man.
You should be very proud of yourself, bro.
I really appreciate it, man. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you for gracing us, Samson, with your time, because I know Mr. Olympia is really busy. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much, guys.
Hey, Samson, off record, how's that equipment? Yeah. Because I met one of their.
Oh my God!
I met one of their the guy from Kick Me Muscle.
Yeah.
I guess he's one of the reps at Brand New Show, and he was like really hyping up the equipment. So he gave me his card, like to maybe pick up a couple pieces, but I never really trained on it yet. So
they're hardcore, man. They're really the train. The owner is gonna be in Pittsburgh.
Okay, honestly, I'll be there too.
So you'll be able to speak to him. But honestly, man, the equipment, they're top notch, man. Honestly, even seeing the place they make them and having them gym now, you could drop a freaking tank on them and they don't break. They just
they had a seated back piece and a chest piece at the expo. They're pretty good.
Yeah. And honestly,
I just want to show people watching what you guys are talking about. So listen, before we.
Oh, I thought we weren't live.
No. Oh, we're live.
But I thought you said hold. So wait, are we live or are we recording?
No, we're live.
Oh, you need to lead with that. That needs to, like, when somebody calls and you're on speaker.
I tell you ahead of time. Don't say.
You need to go. Hey, what's up, guy? Yeah, you're on speaker. Like,
you're right. So what I was gonna say is,
you're gonna piss me off.
No, I just want to give people some context before we finish this conversation. We'll go back to it. So the context is, for those who don't know, I mean, the only reason I'm saying this is because some of you don't have Instagram, but even though Samson, I think you've done a YouTube video with this too. So if anybody else check out Samson's gym, they can see a breakdown in his YouTube channel. But this is what we're talking about. Samson has opened his own private spot in Samarian, who's a gym manufacturer out of Brazil, has partnered with Samson to build it out. And that's what Guy and Samson are talking about, is all this new equipment that Samson has and how he feels about it. So I just want to give people the lowdown real quick. This is your gym, Samson.
Yep.
Can I ask you something before we get back into the equipment discussion?
Yeah.
Is it too cramped? It looks like so much equipment.
Man, it's cramped. It is cramped. I even know my hands up. But look, it's just me in there. So I'm like, look, they gave me a choice to pick what I wanted. And I'm like, look, I want to use every piece and then some. Every piece I know I'm possibly going to use and then some. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take that one. So I went to town picking up all the pieces, man.
How big is it, Samson?
It's 17,000 square feet or 1,700 square feet. No, my bad.
I was going to 17,000 is fucking huge. I was like, my gym's
1,700 square feet. So it's a small space, but
it's enough for Mr. Olympia. That's what
there
it's
you go.
It looks about the same as my spot, the size, total floor space. It's kind of about that. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of roughly. The guy used yours as a benchmark in terms of measuring out the smaller, how much I could get in there if it worked. And I was like, yeah, that would do. For one person training in there, why not?
And that's not for public, right?
I just have to say,
that's just for me.
I just have to say, it's kind of a bodybuilder's dream to be able to walk into an equipment manufacturer's facility and just like point at shit and be like, I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those.
Dude, I had 4-piece left that didn't fit. And I was like, and they were out in the car park. And
I can give
like,
you an address to send them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally called. I was calling guys up going, hey, do you fancy a chess machine? Do you want to
fancy?
And they were literally, they were like, yeah, they're coming to pick him up. I was like, okay, yeah, just okay, I probably don't use these. Even then I was looking at them going, oh, they look too good to give away. Oh my God, I don't know. If you're greedy and stuff, like, you got all these pieces in the whole warehouse loaded up, and you're still looking at these 4 pieces going, I'm sure I could probably squeeze 1 or 2 in there somehow.
Okay, but this is the thing. I already worked out a deal. Don't try and fuck up my deal, guy. I already worked out a deal with Samson that when he gets bored with his shit, every piece he gets bored with, I get first dibs.
Samson, I'll give you whatever he offers you. I'll give you a little
more. But no, the equipment, honestly, the quality of them is literally sublime, man.
That's
honestly,
awesome.
I'm so impressed.
Brazilian base, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back. So let's go back to the company while you're talking, Samson. Sorry, go ahead.
So there's one thing that sort of really pulled me up to them is like there's no waiting time. You know, normally you order equipment and they have to make it and everything else, and it's like 18 weeks, 6 months, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where you get it. These ones, usually, they already have it all stacked up in their warehouse. So when you order them out, it's only the time it takes you to ship them. So most of the time, it's like 30 days, and you get it right there.
Wow, that's quick.
So that is because I was so blown away when they told me 30 days. I was like, come again? And they was like, yeah, we'll get to the UK in 30 days. And I'm like, are you kidding? And he's like, yeah, don't worry, we already got them all here. We just put them on the boat and we'll send it to you, put it in containers, and we'll send it to you. And before you know it,
prices are crazy.
They were here.
That's USD?
Yes.
What?
Honestly, that's how I was like a kid in the candy store, just picking, yep, I have one of those, I have one of those, I have one of those. And when they all showed up, you always keep thinking, come on, man, there has to be a catch, there has to be something. But when I went out to Brazil and I tried them out and I saw them, I was like, holy crap, this is for real. This is really for real. And honestly, it's like I've never seen such solid equipment that they just work perfectly.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. They look pretty badass. That's what I did with New Tech for my gym. I found obviously these guys weren't around, but I tried a lot of brands, and New Tech was just a brand that everything I tried I liked more and more. So it was just made sense. So that's why I went with New Tech stuff, but. For all pieces, like there's some these guys have a lot of unique pieces.
Whoa, 1 second. You can't just take your fucking hat off and show that.
I was scratching my hair on my head.
This is outrageous. You're fucking
remember when you were making fun of me? You're like, nice hair.
God. Holy shit! I didn't even see that. What? Damn.
What the fuck is going on with your hair? You just take your hat off nonchalantly. Don't say anything. All right, let's see. They've done a pretty good job, guy.
They're great. They did awesome. Esteno, baby. They fucking hooked me up.
They should have moved it forward a little bit longer, a little bit more.
I didn't want to look like I was like 20.
I know, but you have like.
There's no danger of that, mate. There's no fucking danger of you looking 20.
Now you can just comb me forward. You just comb me forward.
Comb me forward, yeah.
Like this.
Oh, God.
That's a lot of hair.
Hat back on. Don't put your hat back on now. You can't do that.
That's a lot of hair.
Be proud of that shit. You got hair now.
That's why I've been rocking headbands, and I was like, I got hair. I'm gonna show it off a little bit in the gym.
Well, you need a headband because it'll cover the 6 head.
Oh, I bought one of your. I actually bought one of the. One of the tie ones.
Oh, the do-rag.
No, like the little tie, the little headband.
You can't. You can't do the J one's like a shoestring. You can't
it's
do
like
that.
Thing.
Then you'll see.
Oh yeah,
you
gotta like a Rafa Nadal.
It's right upstairs.
One.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to. Okay, Samson, I love this. Yeah. I can't expand it for some reason. I don't know if you guys can see this, but every time I click on it, it goes to this page, which I don't like. But it's a sumo squat.
Yeah,
I love that.
Oh, I never picked that one. I never saw that one. I didn't pick that one.
But there's some cool shit in here. Like
the bent over roll machine. I had to have that. Yeah, like this bent over roll machine I just seen recently. That I saw. I was like, man, I gotta have it. And then you have this one with like the Smith machine that has a cable at the other side of it. those two were like unique pieces, man. I really wanted to have those two, and they were great.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. They look pretty
There's
unique.
there's a lot of hammer strength looking stuff.
Yeah.
Like they-
And a little arsenal too, like that.
Yeah, I noticed a little arsenal too. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. So how much, so you like all of it, Samson, or just stuff that you don't
Oh
like?
man, so far the past, everyone that I picked up, because I basically went out and I picked out the ones
I
I
like-
know I use
I
personally.
like this. I wish I could.
Yeah,
do
That's
that.
the one I
that's
was
the
literally
whole
just looking at before you clicked
Yeah.
it for.
What is this pendulum, bro, Samson? Have you? Do you
Yeah,
have it?
it's honestly, that one's really cool. I didn't have that one because I've got the normal cable ones because I could use different versatility in that one though. But
Right.
honestly,
I bet you that has
I tried that in the gym and I was like, man, okay. Especially when you got a plate loaded one, so you're never gonna overstack it out. So yeah, that was really cool.
I love this. Hey Ben, this is like the
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
It's like the flex leverage.
Yeah.
Weinberger
Yeah,
has that one in the flex version of that Fouad in his
So
gym.
does Labrada has one, doesn't it?
They got the Megamass. The Megamass one is one I've got now, which is the exact. They ripped off the leverage one. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen a lot of people use.
I got that one. That's the one I got. Yeah, that's the pendulum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Honestly,
It really helps target the lats.
Yeah.
Eh?
I mean, honestly, it's just because normally when you do bend roll, you know, sometimes you get winded because of the position you're staying at because you're bent over. That takes that away. So you can now lift a lot heavier and target the same muscle, but you don't get that winded feeling because you kind of like, you're almost like leaning back against the wall or something. So it takes away completely off your lower back and you kind of really can go for it.
Yeah, I like that. Well, good for you, man. I'm happy. The stuff all looks pretty good. What's your favorite piece that you got from them?
So far that one, and I love all their tower stuff, all their pull down stuff, because they're so high. Because I got really long arms. When I do pull downs, I always kind of so because all the towers are so high, I don't need to ever worry about that. Literally, I can reach as far as I can, and I won't get to the top of it. Yeah. So they're really good. And then all their machines are just, I mean, so far I wouldn't have a favorite because all the machines have just been spot on.
Okay, wait. I found one thing I don't like. Do they have a real hack squat or just this hack?
Oh, they got a real one. No, that one's.
Oh, no. Here's
I use that one just to use for my calves.
Yeah, here's
like,
the real
I'll
one.
just use that one calves separately. They got a real.
I hate it when I go to a gym and this is the only hack squat they have.
No, that one I never rate that one's a hack squat though. It's more. It doesn't quite feel the same. It just does it as a hack squat. Like
no, I like better. Like laying back feels better.
Yeah.
Multi-fly. This is cool. It goes back and forth.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. So sweet. Both fly and peck.
Yeah. Did you get the vertical leg press? Or no.
Yeah, I didn't get the vertical. No, I didn't get that one because I never used that one really when I trained. So
I love vertical leg press. I used to use it all the time.
You know what I don't? You know what I never liked about the vertical leg press? I could never get my depth low enough.
Oh, okay. Like coming down.
Yeah, I always felt like either my stomach was in the way or my hips weren't flexible enough. Like I couldn't. I always felt like I could get more range of motion with a leg press than a vertical leg press.
Yeah, I find it's a better glute ham tie-in developer than it is a quad developer.
Yeah, I agree. It's more of the back.
I find it too claustrophobic, man. I don't know. Being in that position with that much I don't know. It's a phobia, man. I just look at it going, I don't know. Something about it just puts me off. I'm like, I don't like that idea.
Yeah,
I don't have that problem. I'm not that big, bro. I get that claustrophobic.
I also always think I'm definitely gonna get piles from this.
The what?
I also always think I'm going to get piles from doing this, like hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah, I've thought that before too. I'm like, I don't know if this is good for my
leather Cheerio.
So, Guy, you have new tech stuff at your gym.
13 pieces coming tomorrow.
Have you tried this the Sumerian stuff or no?
I sat on it with no weight at Branch's show the other week when I was there. So I didn't train on it. It was just there. So I just like it's very sturdy. It's very well built, which I like. Because you get some pieces you get in it, like the whole machine moves. Like all my new tech stuff. I don't know what you did, Samson. None of my stuff is bolted in my gym because it doesn't.
Oh yeah, same thing.
That heavy,
they
does not move.
Yeah, because just the work of going through bolting every machine down, it's like, come on, man. Especially if you want to move them around later.
Yeah, and then you got holes in the rubber and stuff. It's not worth it.
Funny you said that because I always found, and I hate doing this because I don't want to talk badly about anybody, but I always found the Panada stuff doesn't really feel super sturdy, super heavy to me. I don't know if it was just a few pieces that I've used. Maybe they're not all like that, but it just doesn't feel as heavy duty as like when I think heavy duty, I think like the old Cybex stuff.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like I carry it.
I carrying is like
Yeah.
fucking like
That's the shit I
like
think of when I think like
bomb-proof.
heavy duty, right? So anyway, what's going on? What's going on, guy? I haven't talked to you in a while. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I know you if you don't mind us talking about it.
Oh, part
Guy,
of life, man.
for those who don't know, guy had to put down one of his dogs
Oh
last week.
no.
Yeah. So
Man.
I thought bringing him on would cheer him up a little bit. We'd make fun of him. He'd make fun of us. We would all have a good
So
laugh.
believe it or not, this original logo was just one dog, and that was Roxy when I first got this
Oh.
logo.
Nice.
So yeah.
So how Roxy was how old? 15?
14 and a half to the day. She was born on September 20th, 2010, and she passed away the day before my birthday, September 20th, 5.
Day before your birthday.
Yeah.
Got stuck.
Right.
Damn.
That's why I didn't the day of my birthday, I put my phone down. I wouldn't answer because everybody was like, happy birthday. What happened to Rocks? Happy birthday. What happened to Rocks? Happy birthday. And I just like I was so upset because we knew we had to put her down as of the Monday before. So it was like the days leading up was just like the amount. And I don't find myself an anxiety-ridden person, but that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday until we did it, I was hysterical every day. It was horrible. And the problem that I don't think a lot of people understand, because, when people say, I don't mind people, and I know people do it to say like, to empathize with you. But when people go, oh, I get it. I have a dog too. I'm like, no, you have a wife and 2 kids. You actually don't get it. Like, I don't,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
like I don't, and
Well,
the way,
I mean, Ben, sorry to interrupt you, guy, but like Ben's even said it in the reverse. Like sometimes he's seen me with my dogs and he's like, yeah, you're probably like that because you don't have kids. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. My dog is like my kid.
well,
So
that's what I say. And I tell them, I'm like, I don't know how to love a child like my own. So my love for something in that space only goes as far as my dogs. I don't know what it's like to love a child that's my own. So, I go to bed and wake up with them. My days are built around them. I feed them. If they're sick, I take them to the vet. Like, so to not have that was just like, I know people say they're losing a family member, but when somebody has a wife and kids, the dog is going to be third in line. That's just how it's going to go by nature. But for me, like those are my, anybody that knows me knows how obsessed I am with my dogs.
Well, listen, it's the same thing. Like up until about 2 months ago, all of last year, for literally the whole year, if not longer, when we got Arnold, the little Frenchie, and then we have Cade, who's been around, those 2 dogs are with me everywhere I go. Literally. People leave their dogs at home alone for like 8 hours.
I would that's way
I could do that.
They come with me to the office. They come with me to the fucking gym. And luckily I have the luxury of doing that. But like they come with me to the office, they come with me to the gym, they come with me fucking everywhere. So it's like it's definitely different than if you have a family and like all this. So I understand it that way for sure.
My ex was what handled it. She was rough because Roxy, Tank and Storm are 8. Roxy was 15, almost 15. But Bethany brought her everywhere. Like every morning, she went to her parents' house, dropped Roxy off, picked her up.
You and Bethany's dog.
Yeah, well, people don't realize I got that dog right before I got married. And the crazy part, you hear 14 and a half years. You're like, oh, I had her since I was 27 or 28 years old. I'm 43. That dog was with me through my entire bodybuilding career. Like all the good, all the bad, the marriage, the divorce.
Your bodybuilding career has been through your marriage and divorce.
Yeah.
No, but that's like in that time. And look, I've been through some rough shit, and the dog is what you rely on when you're feeling shitty
Emotionally. Yeah.
So it makes the bond even stronger.
Yeah. And if I can give anybody advice, if you have to put your dog down, we did it at home. I paid the money.
I did it at home too.
Come to the house. I would refuse. So the way, if anybody cares, I mean, I don't want to drag this on, but the way it happened was, I don't want to make this a long drawn out story, but we'd be taking Roxy to the vet because she was getting swollen and like waterlogged in her neck and her stomach. And they kept saying, oh, it's a cyst, it's a lymph node, it's a clogged gland. Don't worry about it. 3 or 4 vets visits. Nobody ever said like, hey, we need to do like an EKG or an echocardiogram. So the Sunday before my birthday, I was at my parents having dinner and my phone was, I heard it in the other room, rang like over and over. So I'm like, I got to go check my phone. And I called and Bethany called me 3 times. So I picked up and she was hysterical. She sent me a video of Roxy looked like she swallowed like bees. Like her one side of her face was just like blown out, swollen. So she ran her to the emergency room. The vet was like, she needs to go to a cardiologist like sooner than later. So that Monday, me and Bethany drove to a cardiologist and got there. And that's, when they said, they're like, listen, we did an EKG. They said that she has a lot of fluid in her face and her stomach. And it was because she had a tumor that was cancerous on the pericardia, which is the mucous membrane encompassing the sac, which was stopping the fluid from like releasing or dissipating. So they literally said, you can start radiation, but she's very old and she's probably not going to survive. They said you can drain her of the fluid now and figure out what you guys want to do. Or they said you can put her down. And I go, well, that number 3 is not an option right now. So I paid the money, had her drained, and then we set the date for Thursday. And we had the lady come to the house. As beautiful as a death could be, it was, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it was peaceful to do. The only part that got me was we had to carry her out on a stretcher. That sucked to bring her to the van. That I was.
I carried Cade, not Cade. Sorry, Kona, our last lad. We did it in our bedroom. I had to carry him out with no stretcher. I just carried him out like this. But it's better than doing it at the vet.
Yeah. You want them, they say the last thing the dog should see is you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think the worst thing, I remember during COVID going to the vet with my dog, and I remember this couple went in and they had to put their dog down. They wouldn't let them in the room.
No.
No fucking way.
No.
I'd be in jail.
Yeah,
I'd be in fucking jail. Samson, you would too.
No,
it was during COVID. It was during COVID. They had a whole bunch of fucking dumb rules. Yeah. And I remember the guy freaking out and they're like, we can't let you in the room. Sorry. So, yeah. Anyway,
Dude,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
When I first moved here, it was my fault. Denise had this lab blue heeler cross, and I left the back gate open. So one morning we were like, "Where's the dog?" And we looked out and we see this truck like zooming past. Wiped the dog out on the road. So Denise and I hopped the fence and sprint out. I had to pick this dog. I was still alive, but it was basically been snapped in half. So when I picked it up, it's the back end. Got to carry it from the road onto Denise's back porch. The back end of this dog and the front end were not connected. I was luckily for me, I've been here. Like, it wasn't my. That doesn't sound. But Denise was hysterical. She couldn't even contain herself, and I was just like, okay, let me just pick this poor thing up, and just had to sit with it until it passed. But that was nasty.
Well, again, I'm sorry, guy.
Thanks,
and hopefully we
sorry,
can.
man.
No, I appreciate it.
Laughs or something. Before we move on, Ben, I keep getting this question over and over again. SLU PP 332 peptide. Somebody asked a few times what you thought about it, if you're using it.
I'm actually pulling it out because I don't think it's worth the squeeze. And I've been getting it's an exercise mimetic, so it increases your metabolic baseline, basically.
Speak English.
It increases your calorie expenditure. Period.
Okay. That helps you burn fat.
Yeah. But I actually have a better experience using MOTC, which is a peptide, which is MOTSC. I think I've found much better response from that in terms of metabolism, glucose response or glucose instant sensitivity, etc. But that one runs more expensive than the SLU. SLU is not cheap either, but I think the SLU, I'm on the fence with it, to be honest with you. I don't think it's as potent. Like we were talking about retatrutide the other day. I think that's much more effective than these GL.
Why don't you just take more GH?
Well, that's not the same thing at all. What?
Oh, it's going to burn fat and build muscle. What do you want? What do you want more than that?
On some people, GH is pretty poor in other responders. So what works for you doesn't work for the average Joe. Trust me.
Well, I am a hyper responder, so I understand.
The
Some
only
people
peptides I
you
think are worth it are BPC and TB. I get those from Merrick Health, and those two I find to be great.
I just started BPC last week because I had a minor quad tear.
Recently?
Yeah, not bad. Not nothing
Well,
like.
hey, welcome to the club. Got
always
two more to catch up to me, but congrats.
you guys are always walking around torn up.
Well, that's what happens when you're in your 40s. You're still trying to pretend you're 25.
That's why I box.
I started the BPC, and somebody sent me a message and said that some people are getting results on better results on their kidney enzymes, like their GFR and their creatinine numbers. So I'm like, okay, well, if there has that benefit as well, then why not? But we'll see if that actually takes place. But
Wanted to show you this, Fouad.
there was another one. What was the other fucking peptide I was thinking about using? I can't remember now the fucking name. Is it thiacine? Ben? Does that make sense?
But that is TB 500, right?
Is it? No. Wait, there's another one then. Where the fuck is it?
Fouad, did I show you this? Finally all done. I got a couple things left to do. You see
What?
this? My garage, I turned it into I got a cable.
Oh, you did show me that.
Did I show you this? I got the boxing bag up. I got the cold plunge. I moved the sauna
so-
into here.
So I know
This is our poster, the TRT thing. I got to hang that up from when you guys came over. But I got the clock. I got
So hold on a minute, guy. I know the boxing, the heavy bag is useless. You shouldn't have it in there.
no, I use it almost every day.
Bullshit. But the look at this painting. You're so proud of it. Did you paint that yourself?
No, it was a gift for
I'm jealous of your sauna ice bath combination.
There.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Nice.
How often are you using the ice bath and the sauna?
every other day.
I would use the sauna every day. I don't know if I'd use the ice bath every day.
The ice bath's cold as shit, dude. It's cold.
I've done them. I just don't know. I don't know if it's
This
something
one
I
is
want.
it's Legacy is the brand.
Code
that one.
code guy.
Huh?
Code guy.
No, I don't even think I have a cut. No, I don't even think. And then check out this.
Cisternino.
Want to laugh? Here.
No, but yeah, I think I want to get a sauna. I think maybe put it in my garage or something.
Let me do this.
I don't see though. I have a problem with those saunas. Not a problem. I don't like those saunas.
Why?
I've got a traditional like Swedish.
Oh, you want to
one,
put the
right?
rocks?
I got a wood burner.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
I can get it much hotter than you can get those things.
I
They tap
know,
out
but-
like they tap out like 145 Fahrenheit. So it's like
Fuck you, guy. Who sent you that?
What is that?
Boxing gloves.
Oh,
What are you, guy? Are you that like? Are you bored?
full on midlife crisis?
What are you doing?
I'm a boxer now.
You're a boxer now.
Oh.
Fuck off. Do you have any recent videos posted?
I just posted one like last week.
Oh, we got to go look. Okay.
Oh,
let's
here
see.
we go. I gotta listen to this. Here we go. There we go. I'm gonna get critiqued now.
Let's see, guys.
But just hold on. Before we go looking at this, this is the last round after an hour and 15 minutes. So this
Oh,
is-
we started.
There it goes.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go
you just
back.
passed it. You passed it already.
No, I want to see the progression though.
Oh, it's horrible. It's embarrassing. I don't even like to watch the first video. It's horrible.
Where's the old ones? Oh, there's one. Okay, let's see, guys.
Probably horrible. Oh,
See,
look at
guys.
that. Oof.
Oh, the hair's grown a lot since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So slow now.
Hey, that's a lot better than the first one you posted.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you literally drop your hands every time you throw a punch, though. But other than that,
they're up.
not really.
They come back up eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know how tired it is to keep them here the whole time when you're, it's fucking.
That's not how hard it is to get knocked the fuck out.
You know, it's funny, guy. I actually got in trouble for that from my coach.
Well, every time I drop them, he'll fucking smack me with the.
No, I wasn't dropping them. I had because I've been to boxing a few times, not for long periods of time, but I had this thing where I would stick my fist to my chin.
Like Tyson.
No, I literally would hold it there so that like I didn't drop it. Like it was my way of making
Yeah,
sure
but
that I
your
didn't drop it.
jaw's gonna get fucking raw.
Yeah, but then if you're too
I
far
know.
out, it's like
Hit
this.
my fist and it's gonna knock me out.
Yeah.
I do it with I do it with Phoenix all the time. I do like a jab cross, and if he doesn't put his hands up, he gets a slap. And I slap him.
Yeah.
I fucking smack him.
The recent one, Fouad, is like
All right, all right. I'm
see
going back. I'm going back. I'm going back.
like
Okay.
so
this is guy halfway into his training.
Yeah.
This is after
19 months ago.
that was after like a couple months, right?
Yeah.
So this is
I'm just I think it's a year in like July or August.
where's the recent? Oh, this
Right
one. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. Still dropping the hands.
It's my last round. Leave me alone.
Oh, it's
That's
better.
when you're gonna. The last round's when you're gonna get hurt the most.
Listen.
Guy, I'm actually really impressed, man. The first video sucks balls.
Horrible.
This one is actually like you look like you can kind of throw a punch.
Yeah, Al's the best.
You know, it's funny after watching these videos, guy. I'm surprised you've never had your ass kicked really bad.
What I told him was, I'm so glad I never got into a fight with somebody that knew how to box.
That actually knew how to box. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, just look at the ears. You see the cauliflower ears, run away.
Yeah, it's
good, guy. How often are you going? I'm happy to see the progression. That's great.
I do 2 now. I'm gonna go to 3.
3 a week.
3 times a week. Yeah, I do 2 now. Tuesday, Thursday.
Are you doing?
I'm so addicted to it, bro. Because it's.
Does he have you doing? Let me ask you this: does he have you doing like just mitt work, or is he making you do cardio and like all that shit while you're there?
I don't do cardio in there, but like we do heavy bag work. He'll put on his gloves. We'll do defensive stuff, like bobbing and weaving stuff with like sticks. Like he throws it. Sometimes it's more defense. Sometimes it's more footwork.
Wait. I have to address this comment because it's funny. Simon 11 must be a hater. He says, Fouad, talk about the time you got knocked out on a boat in front of everyone. There's this really funny rumor that Boston Lloyd and Leo, who are both dead now, and I don't care that they are, and I don't care who knows that, started this rumor that I got knocked out on a boat somewhere a long time ago by Zane Watson. Just randomly.
I've never heard that before.
Random fucking rumor that got started. So I just wanted
It's online. It's online, so it must be true.
I just wanted to address that.
Yeah, Ben, right? Exactly.
Someone said it on a YouTube video, so it's definitely true.
Sorry, guy. Go back to what you were saying. No cardio.
No, I do I run 3 times a week on the treadmill, but he doesn't want me running straight. So I'll do intervals, like 5 minutes run, 5 minutes walk, 5 minutes run. Because he's like, if you're gonna run, he goes, then be a fucking runner. He's like, doing distance isn't gonna help you. He's like, do intervals because that'll help.
But I thought the distance would help you because don't you want the endurance? Like you're not trying to get faster, you're trying to get more endurance.
Yeah, he thinks my cardio's. He was like, for somebody that's never boxed, he goes, your cardio's up there with like some of the best, guys I train. Because when you're a body, I do cardio every day regardless. So he was like, I'm able to push you more than a regular guy because your cardio is much higher than somebody just walking in the doors. So, but I love it. It's an outlet. It's something I'm not good at. It gives me a way to be competitive in something, and I'm not good, and I have the ability to get better, and I enjoy it. It's like, before like going to football practice, you get those like butterflies because it's going to be hard, and then when you're done, it's like I'm finally done. Like I feel like that every time I'm going there, it's like I'm like get antsy, like okay, I'm boxing today. Like what is he going to do? So I enjoy it. It's if nobody's ever done it and you're looking for something to do, I thoroughly suggest trying out because I'm addicted.
I did a lot of martial arts when I was a kid, like quite a bunch of different ones. But I always go into Muay Thai and kickboxing because for me, like boxing became too. I get it. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy at all. I like the fact that I can throw other weapons.
Yeah,
I like to be able to kick. I'm long.
Yeah,
and I got strong legs. If I'm gonna get in a fight with someone, I'm kicking the fuck out of you first before you get near enough that I can touch you with my hand. I'm throwing a kick.
Yeah, I didn't want to see my shoulders are so bad. Like any of that BJJ, like I just don't have the shoulder mobility. Like I actually went to one of the classes last night to watch. I actually have a video of it. He was fucking murdering these guys. There was like 20 something people there. And I was just sitting there watching these guys and they were just he was just hammering them, dude. I was like,
Samson, what else is going on? What else is new? The house is done.
Gym is done.
The house is done. The gym is done. Now what? We're on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing guys to man. I'm going to gardening, man. I love living on a farm, man. Living on the outskirts is
Wait a
it's
minute.
different, man. Is yeah, I get it now. I really get it now because there's always something to do, right? Especially now the weather is like getting nicer and getting longer, sunnier days. It's like you spend all your time outside.
Do you have a nice ride? Do you have a big lot? Like
Yes, yes.
You gotta get a nice ride on mower. You gotta get a mower, Samson.
Yes,
I'll fly out there. I'll whatever I need help with. I got you.
He only got delivered last week Wednesday, and I got delivered outside. I got on for the first time. Dude, I was racing around the garden like a freaking racetrack with that thing. I was like, we were
playing Mario Kart on the mower.
Mario Kart. I was riding around the garden. The dog was chasing me around. I was like, this is awesome.
Start throwing banana peels and red shells at you.
Oh, it's so fun, man. I never knew it was gonna be that fun. I'm around on freaking lawnmower.
So, dude, when I go out there, I keep my phone inside, and I'll be out there for 3-4 hours. Just
come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yard work.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
no. It's fun.
Samson, you get it, right?
It's fun. I get it.
It's
fun. I get it. I never before I used to think, no, who wants to do that?
I don't look at it like work. Like when I got to do like the yard, I'm like, oh, I get to fucking go
Why
on.
is it okay? Sell it to me. Why is it so fun?
Nobody's calling you. Nobody's bothering you. It's peaceful. You're riding around, looking at fucking nature.
Wait. What you just described is me on my motorcycle. I'd rather do that.
I was just thinking that. That's exactly what I was
okay. It's kind of like that, but obviously, not
let's chance of dying.
It's the peacefulness. I enjoy the peacefulness of it. What did you say?
Less chance of dying.
Less chance of dying. That's why.
But way more work. So I'm having fun.
I'm not going to say
fun.
No, riding a motorcycle is an adrenaline junkie thing.
I'm not going to say
not always. Not always.
It's adrenaline.
No, if you're right, he is 2 old man bikes.
No, if you ride a sport bike and you ride it hard, it's an adrenaline thing. If you ride a Harley and you're cruising, it's a peaceful thing.
I have heard and I won't throw them under the bus. Somebody that has ridden with you a few times.
Oh no.
They were like, have you ever seen Fouad? I go, Fouad on a bike. I go, don't tell me because I'm gonna get pissed. They go, he is like reckless and drives very fast.
Yeah. So adrenaline.
I said, I don't want to hear that.
Ben rode with me.
I'm gonna get pissed off.
Ben rode with me 2 weeks ago. I'm not fucking reckless.
He drives way worse than he rides.
Yes.
Way worse.
Oh.
Way worse than a car.
What?
He way more aggressive in a car than he is.
Ben, remember when he was here for Ben, you were here for the bro chat thing, right?
Yeah, fucking.
You remember when he was fucking cutting around people? He made a right in like.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were fucking innocent in this. Don't give me that. You were in the other.
I got a club racing my rental.
You were racing along.
Bystander.
Listen. Okay, if he was driving so recklessly and you weren't, how the fuck were you driving alongside him most of the fucking time?
Yeah, guys. How did you?
I was trying not to get lost.
I was in the car. Remember, I was in the car sat next to you, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. Red lights and everything.
You were doing U-turns and going down the wrong way on streets, both of you. So fuck you.
I don't remember any of that. Shutter Productions, thanks for the $5. Thank you, gentlemen, for all the content and being great ambassadors in all your areas of the sport.
Yeah, thanks for the $1.25. We're gonna split that.
Split it with you guys after the show. Okay, so yeah, I get to not garden and still not have my phone, still enjoy the scenery, still enjoy nature, and just go ride my Harley.
Yeah, but after I'm done,
well, you look.
Yeah. Samson, after we're done, our property looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hey,
we have
when I get back, wait a minute. When I get back from the ride, my property looks phenomenal. The guy that I pay comes and does it all.
Yeah, but then we get manly doing it.
You get the satisfaction.
We're like, yeah, look at the work we done. Look how manly we are.
Samson, are you coming in I know you're coming to Pittsburgh. Are you coming to New York? Are you coming to Pittsburgh?
No, I'm going home because I'll be going from Mexico to Pittsburgh. So I'll be away for like 10 days straight.
Okay.
So I'm going to go home after Pittsburgh. I don't think I'll stay over for New York as well.
And Joshua says, Fouad, are you still paying for Paul's lawn? I am still paying for Paul's lawn to get cut every fucking week. But I don't pay for shoveling. He has to shovel his own snow. Yeah, me and Samson are going to Mexico May 2nd for the Fit weekend, which is May 3rd and 4th.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Samson's got a bunch of appearances that I'll be at with him at different stores in different cities in Mexico. Every single day we're in a different city, when Monday through Thursday. And then I think Thursday night or Friday morning, we fly to Pittsburgh, and then we're there for the weekend.
Well, Samson, I don't know if this means anything, man, but I haven't seen as many Mr. Olympias put in the effort to be an ambassador of the sport and do what you're doing. So, for somebody that's been around it a long time, I think you represent the IFBB and the Mr. Olympia better than a lot of guys in the past. I think it's awesome that you're traveling, you're doing the things that some people don't like to do, but I think you're doing it in a exponential way. So it's awesome to see.
I really appreciate it, man. Thanks, guys, man.
I gotta say also, I think it's making other people do more because, and I don't know, I don't want to speak for Derek. I don't know Derek. I haven't talked to him personally on a personal level or anything, but like, all of a sudden Derek's doing like the Arnold, now he's doing Pittsburgh, now he's going to do the Olympia. Like
that's the standard.
So now you have a former Mr. Olympia doing 3 shows. So it's like, maybe it's sparking something in other guys to do the same too. So you're kind of setting a trend, which is good as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man, because now it makes the year more exciting, right? It's like you're looking at the next show and you can't excite. I mean, we've got FIBO happening this weekend, and it's like you got Andrew there, you got Sergio, you got Sass, you got other guys that are kind of doing FIBO, and then next show after that is I think it's Pittsburgh is another exciting. So every show now is like
getting exciting, which is
exciting to want to watch. Everybody's got there's someone.
But like you're kind of you kind of set the standard for that, man. So you should be proud of yourself. I was asking because May 18th we're doing it because the May 17th is Steve's Weinberger's New York Pro, so we're having our big 1-year anniversary. So I told Fouad down. Yeah, I have just if anybody's interested, it's free. Gym's going to be open. Obviously it's going to be impossible to work out, but I just want to read off if anybody's interested in coming. We have Ross, obviously from Flavor Gang coming, Laura Lee, Andre Ferguson, Sean Clarita, Branch Warren, Antoine Valente, Nick. Obviously I'll be there. Jay Cutler, Samir Trudy, Evan Santapani, Maureen Blanchaco. I don't know how to say her last name. The one that won the bikini. Regan Grimes, and then Flex. I think Flex just called me to confirm. So it's going to be an absolute wild time. So anybody around that wants to come, it's going to be a great day. May 18th, doors are probably going to open around 11 or 12 o'clock.
That's a star-studded lineup, but not complete without me and Samson. And
I asked you both.
What?
And why don't you come with Antoine?
I didn't get an invite. I didn't get an invite.
You said you're not. I said, are you coming? Check it. Read your text right now.
I mean, a real invite. Like somebody's, I'll pay for your flight. I'll pay for your hotel. I'm not a free guy. I don't just show up.
I'll give you some hostile subs.
Just joking.
I'll give you some hostile subs.
I swear. You saved them when I gave them to you. You're just sitting there. No, I wish I could go. My wife's gonna kill me, man, because I'm like,
I get it.
I have to go to Texas. I'm going to Texas on Monday to meet up with Ben and Martin.
Cool.
Then 2 weeks later, I'm in Mexico with Samson for a week. Then we're in Pittsburgh the following weekend.
Wow.
Then I'm home for a week. Then the week after that, I'm going. This is don't bust my balls for this, but I booked a couple racing classes. So I'm going to my first 2 motorcycle racing classes.
No way.
Samson. He's such a double standard. He just said, I don't do this, but signed up for that.
I didn't say I don't do it. I said it's not like that on my Harley.
It's like saying I don't like guns. I just signed up for fucking shooting classes.
I didn't say I don't like it.
Help me out here.
I think it's a good thing. It
is a good thing.
To learn how to ride faster.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait. Whoa. If you own a gun, do you think it's good to go get trained on it or not?
See?
I don't
get
trained.
Do you think it's good? Do you think it's good to go and have training to use it as effectively as
listen
possible?
To Benjamin.
And then
but they don't train me to do anything. But they don't train me to do anything illegal with the gun. Speeding is illegal.
They're not teaching you how to speed. They're teaching you how to handle a bike.
Yes.
On a race
No. Wait. At high speed, you can still be within the speed limit.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let's be serious. Let's
never
be serious.
does the speed limit.
Okay, let's be serious for 1 second. The truth is, I'm going because I love racing, whether it's cars or motorcycles. The other side of it is, I really want to learn how to fucking control a bike like a
I'm
professional.
busting your balls, you know that.
No, and I don't want. But the benefit of what Ben is saying is it can only make me safer. Because
yeah, I agree.
You're learning how to use a tool at a much higher level.
Just promise me, bro. Like dude, if anything ever happened,
I got a suit. Did you not see my suit?
Your suit?
Oh god, I saw the suit. It looks like freaking Power Rangers in it.
Chewy, get there.
Is it the green one?
Yeah.
Oh my
Green
god.
and black.
You really gonna show everybody that? Oh my god, no.
No shame. No shame.
Oh my god.
Listen, you gotta dress for the occasion, baby. You can't fucking.
Why is it? Why green?
It's a Kawasaki suit. That's why.
You look like a fucking. You look like Buzz Lightyear.
Look, I'm trying to get into this fucking thing. It was a bitch. For fuck's sakes. It's got
he looks like Buzz. You look like Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story.
It's got fucking knee sliders. It's got fucking pads through the arm. It's got a back. It's got a back protector. I'm good, man. I'm safe.
I love it.
Look at this guy. Check it out. Look how amazing that looks.
Oh my god! Look at Paul's face on the back of the fucking screen. Even better in the background.
Paul's always with us. Yeah. So I'm fucking sick. I got helmet. I got race gloves. I got race boots. I got a full fucking suit. I'm ready to fall. I'm good.
Just be careful, man. That's my concern, dude. That's all. I care, man.
Well, look, the reason I'm going, like I do a lot of riding. Like I'm going to California June 13th to ride for like 4 days with the guys out there, and they ride up and down fucking mountainsides.
Yeah.
Those mountainsides are I'm telling you, man, it's scary as fuck sometimes because it's like 1.5 lanes worth of road and there's no guardrails.
Oh.
I'm like,
you should get to ride is I think Chris Tuttle did it competitively. He was like a pro rider. Did you know that?
Yeah, motocross.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Chris Tuttle.
Well, he wasn't. I don't think he was a race. I think he was pro motocross and stunt, and he did stunt riding.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did some stunt riding too. So he knows how to do all the tricks and shit, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to do that. So my wife is like, "Hey, can you not fucking go everywhere every weekend?"
Well, if you guys summer's invited, you guys stay here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That
I'll give you a room and board.
Maybe I'll take her to New York. She might like that.
Take her to the city, nice little vacation. Blah, blah,
blah. Wait a minute before we move on. Samson, what's wrong with the suit, dude? It's a motorcycle suit.
Dude, it's an old man suit, man. You look at old man. It's one of those things where where you ever pull up at a gas station and see the old guy come out of a freaking bike and he walks in to pay for gas and you look at him going, dude, you should be riding, man. You just
but that's what Samson.
and it's like they have this mobility movement where they kind of like they move like this, and it's like,
but
it's not a flattering suit. I'll give you that.
No, it's not.
Like,
but they all look like that. This is what
Samson. He looks like he's got one of those those slingshots on for your arms.
Yeah.
Like suit.
Wait a second. Hold on a minute. This is what all racing suits look like. Like, what did you guys expect?
Hey, look at the one with the chick though. Why was the one with the chick? She looks all nice and pretty in it. You don't look like that.
Where?
Go back.
Samson goes, you don't look like that.
Look at the women's one right there.
Which one? This
one?
Like
the woman on the bike right there. Yeah.
Because she weighs 100 pounds. Yeah, well, I don't weigh 100 pounds. It's not going to look like that.
That's exactly my point.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you try and wear a suit, it's not going to look great at 330 pounds, right?
That's why you're not supposed to wear a suit. You're not supposed to wear a suit.
Well,
like that.
Yeah, most MotoGP guys weigh like 150 pounds. So I understand that it doesn't look normal.
How did you even get one that fit? How did you even get one that fit, man?
This is why I have it. It's very sentimental because it's my brother's. My brother used to race motorcycles.
Oh, he gave it to you?
Not for real, but it was like a hobby, kind of like I'm doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we were talking about it, and he's like, I still have my old suit. And I was like, no fucking way. So he showed up and he dropped it in front of my desk, and he's like, here it is. So
try it on.
That's the video of me trying it on.
Oh,
how big is your brother?
He's like my size. He's actually a little bigger.
So you didn't have to spend money on one. Oh, that's great.
Oh,
I
that's
will
good.
say it actually doesn't look like you could probably go a little smaller on it.
I know it looks a little loose. Yeah,
It's a little too big. That's why it's a bit.
Oh,
like,
really?
boxy on.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
tight as hell.
It should be
it's supposed to be really, really tight.
Yeah.
No, I think once so this track day I'm going to, I have that suit and I'm using their motorcycle. But if I like it and I'm good at it, I'm going to buy my own track bike and like my own suit. I'll buy a black one, Samson. That way, even though I'm bigger, it'll look make me look more svelte. All right, we have FIBO coming up. I want to get you guys input real quick. Here we go. Let's see. We take a look at, if anybody's not joined yet, you can go to realbodybuildingpodcast.com, join up. You can do predictions, rate your physique, rate your form, blah, 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 all this good shit.
I need to sign up.
I already did mine. Why is mine not showing?
No, it didn't. Where?
I did mine on my laptop yesterday or the day before.
Oh, that's because
you got to tell me how to do this. I haven't done this yet.
that's because I'll send it to you guys. That's because when you do it by yourself, you're doing it on the global side of things.
Yeah.
I'm the one who controls when it's just the
PRM on the back end.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I got to fucking figure out how to cross it over.
No, you just got to tell me and I'll put it in right now.
Oh, I can't remember that.
Okay. Well, let's just go through it. Guy and Samson, these are the guys here. Yosef, Sergio, Justin Musial. If you want to look at any of them, I can. Sasan.
Yeah.
Ali Edward, Dennis. I don't know how to pronounce some of these names, so I apologize. I think it's Frederick. Jordan Gomez is James's training partner. Andrew Jacked, Matus. Somebody told me how to pronounce this. I fucking fucked it up again. And
Lewandowski. It's a V, right? It's Polish. Lewandowski.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a V or a W? It looks like a Lewandowski.
It's a W, but you pronounce it with a V.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if anybody in the chat knows how to pronounce it.
It's Lewandowski. There's a footballer called Lewandowski.
I'm not talking about the fucking last name. I'm talking about the first name.
Oh, Mateus.
Mateus?
Oh, Mateus.
Take the Z off.
Mateus.
Okay, we'll take Mateus sounds cool. We'll take that. Okay. Guy, what do you want to do here? You want to look at anybody or do you know them all? Do you want to
I know some of them. I'm gonna go for the upset. I'm gonna put Samson. Sergio won.
You're totally
he's fucking smoking. You are insane. What's wrong with you?
You know why he did that, Ben? Because he's worried that Sergio's gonna call him and be like,
yeah, because he's boy. Because they're friends.
No, I think
physiques, man.
Hear me out. I think Andrew's been competing a lot.
I do want to hear this actually, because I don't necessarily think it's super far-fetched, but go ahead.
Andrew has been competing a lot. After a while, I think people's bodies gets tired. Andrew always looks good. I still personally, I haven't seen him at his all-time best. I think Sergio has something to really prove. I think he trained his ass off. He looks really good. And I think all things equal, I think Sergio might has the ability to pull off the upset. I would have Andrew in second, but I'm also, I think Sass's physique is incredible. I think those three guys can flip-flop first, all three. I think all three of the guys I just named can all have the potential to win that show.
Guy, wait, go ahead, Guy, be honest. How many updates have you seen of both
Sergio? Of them? None. Zero. Swear to God. None.
What about Andrew? What about Andrew?
None.
How many what about Andrew?
No, zero.
Okay.
Can I just say
on everything I love that I haven't seen anything?
Wait. I just want to say something real quick.
The only updates I've seen of Sergio is what he posts on IG. That's it. Yeah. Nothing besides.
So none of this is personal. I like Sergio. I consider him a friend. So this has nothing to do with liking or not liking or trying to offend or not offend. The fact is, Andrew is a top 5 Olympian, and Sergio has the potential to be a top 5 Olympian, but has not shown that yet. So it would stand to reason that it's Andrew's show to lose. I think, Guy, you could be right if Andrew's way off. Like Andrew would have to be pretty significantly off, and Sergio would have to be like 100% bang on.
If you're talking about historically, Andrew's always been better at his first outing and then fades as the year goes on. So that
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with Guy that he could be off, but I'm saying he would have to be pretty far off.
But he's almost the opposite. Like
And
some guys,
and
some guys
Sergio would
get
have to
better,
be,
right?
yeah, but have we ever seen Sergio like 100% peeled? It's been a while.
No. Yeah.
So Sergio would have to be like stripped out, and Andrew would have to be off for that to happen, because Andrew's just a fucking menace, man. He's got a crazy physique.
His frame is gonna be hard. I like.
I use the same thought process when people are asking me about Pittsburgh. You know, Martin's my fucking boy. I think nobody loves bodybuilding more than that guy. He is through and through a bodybuilder. You know, him and Derek have been competing for a long time. Nick had all that time off, and then Nick, you know, is in the redemption phase. I had in Pittsburgh, obviously Nick's, you know, one of my fucking closest friends, but you know, I had Nick 1 and I had 2 flip-flop between Martin and Derek, not because I think
You're
Derek's
smoking
not
crack.
good, Martin's not good.
You're smoking crack, right?
Huh?
You're smoking crack.
No, I'm just looking at it from
You're smoking crack.
You think Nick's gonna
some
beat
guys
Derek?
don't do as well when they constantly go.
Your heart is deciding for you over your brain.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's no world in which Nick beats Derek right now.
Well, and we'll see.
Look, if Derek shows up,
I hear a bet.
Derek, hold on. I smell a bet.
If
here
Nick
too.
wins, you come to. If Nick wins, you come
I saw
my year anniversary.
Okay, if Nick loses, you cancel the anniversary completely. Everybody has to go home.
Oh yeah, sure, go pay, yeah, get bankrupt. There, everybody that's here, you guys could just cancel everything.
No, listen. I like Nick, and he's got a lot of fucking muscle. And there's some shots that he could beat Derek, maybe. Like a couple of side shots, I could see it. But he doesn't beat Derek in any of the front shots. He doesn't beat Derek in any of the back shots. He might, maybe the ab and thigh, they tie, and he probably beats him in the most muscular. So if you gave him both the side shots, which I don't know if you can, but if you did.
I don't know if you do, because Derek's
No, I'm just saying, like, let's
now.
Let's just say that because Derek's got crazy lower body in the side shots, Nick has a much better upper body in those side shots. He's got big shoulders, bigger arms.
I think Nick dominates the side tricep against Derek. I think the side chest is much closer.
But just for shits and giggles, let's just say, let's just give him both shots. That's still only 3 poses, right? Like, it's going to be hard for him to come back. And then the other thing is, it's not always just pose for pose. It's also the overall silhouette, the presentation, the color. All of that has to be absolutely perfect. So what I'm saying is, Derek has done his homework. If he shows up like he showed up at the Arnold,
there's a window. Derek's Saturday look at finals was like a perfect peak. It was even the color, and like the skin tone, the color, the tan, everything. It was fucking. He was incredible. To beat Samson, he had to be fucking incredible. Like,
oh, listen, I think people.
Derek reached another level. Derek's Arnold look that we just saw surpassed what he won an Olympia with.
Can I just read this comment really quickly?
Sure.
Just want to say, Samson, it's a super chat, so I have to. Just want to say Samson is such a great Mr. O. I have messaged him a few times on IG, and he messaged me back. For someone who's just an average guy, it meant so much to me. Same to Guy and Fouad. Ben never messaged me back. Fuck him. I'm just joking. The last part I threw in there. Thank you for interacting with the fans. You're welcome. Listen, I don't want to make this sound really,
if Derek peaks 100%, it's going to be very hard for anybody to beat him.
I mean, look,
I'm going off of the cons. You know, you guys know what you have to do show after show to peak. Sometimes people don't get better as they go on. Some people do. From what I've seen, Nick has had such a long rest period and these guys have been going, that I think the guys that have been going our bodies are going to be tired, and I think Nick is going to be more fresh, so he's going to have the upper hand. That is a guess, and it's just I'm going off of that. Now, all things considered equal, if Derek's at his all-time best, and like, you know, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat that guy. He's got one of the best physiques in the IPB.
Guy, sometimes if your coach has the right formula, which, judging by when I spoke to Akeem and other people that are working with Chris, you've worked with Chris before, but Chris seems reinvigorated as a coach.
Yes.
When your coach has the right formula, sometimes you can get better as the shows go on.
100%.
And it seems like Akeem has, like Chris has figured that out with Akeem.
Yep.
And maybe they figured out with Derek. So that old kind of myth, it's not a myth, it is true, but that adage that like, well, if he competes too much, he's going to get tired. That's not always the case if the coach
It was an if.
balance.
I said it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to come down to one guy has really, really nice shape and one guy has just a fucking ton more muscle.
Yeah.
The reason I'm giving it to Derek is because I don't think Nick out muscles Derek enough. Like the shape discrepancy is much bigger than the muscle discrepancy. That's kind of why I'm like, I don't know. It's going to be, and then look, you got the guy that's stuck in the middle of them. Yeah. Martin is perfectly balanced.
Yep.
Not as big as Nick, probably the same size as Derek, but also has beautiful shape. So I'm like,
telling you, Vito's going to piss a lot of people off too.
I don't think so.
Like, no,
I don't think Vito's going to be in the top 4.
What?
I'm sorry. Sorry. Maybe I'm being too blunt with my picks. After seeing
you have Fouad?
William.
You have William winning?
If William
William's
going to be
ahead of. I was like, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, I did forget about William.
Well, you saw how William looked in
William in Detroit at finals was exceptional. Yeah.
If he shows up in the same shape or even a little bit better, I think he beats Vito.
If he turns up, no, because the problem William has if you're standing next to Vito is Vito's midsection comes in a lot more drastic.
Yeah, but William is
the back shots much more thicker, much more dense.
It's not just that.
Look, William is just bursting.
Balance.
It's like bubbly everywhere.
The balance of
I love when he walked out at prejudging the Detroit. I just laughed.
I know
when he walked across the stage. I was like, "What? I've never seen someone so round on stage."
Let me ask you something because I heard I don't know who said it. It was on one of the podcasts. I don't know if it was Milo said it or somebody, but they made a comment that they said that this might be the best William they've ever seen. Do you agree with that?
Well, this is the thing, guy. It's funny you said that, and I showed this on a previous podcast. I'm going to show you guys again. It's actually on Milos's page.
His legs are better than they've ever been, I think.
Listen, this is the crazy thing. I thought the 2019 William was the best 2019 William we'd ever seen, or the best William we'd ever seen. Sorry. And then I saw this comparison on.
Because at one point he looked like he downsized a little bit and then put that back on.
Yeah, they figured out the formula because look at this shit. His legs are actually bigger now than they were in 2019. Second at the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. He looks like he just lost a little thickness up here.
He lost a little through the tricep, and if you go to the side shots, you see a little bit in the rear delt there is gone. But like his overall mass is actually bigger.
His leg size
legs are bigger.
Crazy difference.
Yeah.
Like look at that.
That's the thickness in the hams and the adductors is just mad.
I don't
How old is he?
I think he's like 42, age 42 right here. Yeah.
That's crazy, Will. That's crazy. Good for him, man.
The prejudge look, he wasn't on, but he came back at finals like fucking.
Like if he comes in like this peeled or close to this with this size, I don't think Vito can beat him.
And you know what's great too is William's such a fucking just genuine nice guy.
Can I tell you a story?
Nice fucking dude.
Can I tell you a story? I wanted to have William on my podcast like 2 fucking years ago, maybe more. And I kept putting it off. It was almost like, I don't know if I was too nervous to interview him because he's like, he's kind of, if you don't talk to him, he's kind of quiet. Like I just didn't have any kind of rapport with him at all. And I also he's also kind of a gangster. So I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm going to talk to fucking William about. Right. I'm kind of nervous to have him on. So we would talk, but we would never line it up properly. But it was kind of like, I think I was kind of fucking it off on purpose. And finally, I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to interview William. So I have him on. We literally have the best conversation ever. Like my one-on-ones are usually like an hour long. I think we spoke for 2 hours. And I could have kept talking to him. Like his story is fascinating.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is it turns out to be one of the nicest humans I've ever met in my life.
It's
He's
crazy.
such
He
a
was a
good dude.
212 guy too, just like Derek back in the day. He started off 212.
Yeah.
You know, I was Samson will remember this at the Olympia finals. Do you remember backstage and he just held the fort?
Yeah. Oh
And
my God, it was so cool.
Everyone just sat around and listened to him, and like he was giving advice, he was telling stories, he was, and the whole vibe of
Just
energy was just such a cool thing. But it was just William was just holding court and being the vet in the room. It was cool
because he's like the vet. He's like the veteran amongst us, isn't he? So when we kind of backstage, he just kind of talking to all of us and bring us all down and kind of pick us up on where we all just relax and just listen to him and listen to the stories, and we just like. He's just like in a good place around him. Like, okay,
But then he started picking people. Then he started helping people out with their posting. Like he was pulling Martin. He's like, Martin, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to train this. Do this with your abs. And then he was showing people how to train abs. Like waiting to go out to like compare. And he's like, try and do this when you train your abs, and try and get this to activate. Like he's just a good.
He's got a very mentorship quality to him. Like he messaged me one time, out of the fucking blue. He WhatsApped me. Just talking about the company and how good everything looks and how Hostile's this and Hostile's that and the podcast. And I'm like, it was just out of nowhere. I'm like, you totally didn't have to do it, but it was almost like this, almost like a big brother kind of giving you advice or like patting you on the back kind of thing.
He's very wise. He's very wise.
Well, if you listen, not that you're going to go back and listen to an hour and a half long podcast. I know you don't do that, Ben, but if you ever are bored and want to, he's got a crazy story.
I missed it when it came up. I was like, I do want to watch that, and I have never got around to it. So I might download it for like a plane ride. And
listen, there's not many people to give you the Coles notes of it. There's not many people who go to jail for murder, get out, and become a superstar and make it such a great life for themselves.
Okay, go. That's
the Coles notes. He's a real fucking gangster. He's not the fucking, not just for show. Anyway,
he always has a smile on his face.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to the show. Okay.
Oh, Pittsburgh, right?
We're not there. We're here. Okay. So before Pittsburgh.
No, not even Pittsburgh. FIBO, yeah.
FIBO,
wait, is there a live stream for this thing?
No, I heard somebody said in the chat that there's no live stream for FIBO.
But they had good updates for the amateurs. Is it not? Is the pros not? I mean, not a live stream, but I saw decent like video.
I'm sure we're gonna see videos come out of it. I just don't think there's a live stream of it. Anyway, go ahead, Guy. What do you want to do here?
I'll go Sergio, Andrew, Sass.
Sergio, where the fuck is Andrew? Oh, there's Andrew. Andrew, Sass. Okay, and then what?
There was a guy we looked up. Somebody posted him, but we looked him up when I was doing the IFBB AMA with Tuttle and Antoine. I don't know his name. He was a big black dude, huge.
Oh, Ali Edward. You're talking about Ali Edward. He's not.
He's not that big.
He's actually structurally not that big, but he's got a ton of muscle.
Yeah. Can you look up? I didn't look up any other guys. Would you mind pulling up like a couple of the other guys?
Not at all. So this is Ali Edward. Phenomenal.
Crazy. And he's not that tall either.
I don't know what his conditioning is going to look like. This was 10 weeks out, so I don't know what he looks like now, but
got a good back on him.
That's Ali Edward. Justin Musial did Detroit.
Oh wow, these are right there to click.
Yeah, he's really good.
This is him in Detroit. Big, a lot of muscle, big guy, a little bit boxy through the waist, but tons of muscle. And
guy doesn't mind that though.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ben.
This is probably a better look of him in Detroit.
He's got a great fucking shape.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had this conversation. Look at somebody said Nick's update. I don't think Nick has a blocky waist like that, dude. Nick's waist is coming.
I don't think that's the update they're talking about, but we can get into that since you brought it up. We're talking about the fact that Nick is back with HD. So he's been with like 5 companies now in 6 years.
Oh,
care to shed some light on this? Care to shed some light on this?
I heard rumor, didn't know anything, and haven't. Nick gets very quiet closer to show, which is how he always is.
Yeah.
Because he came back to Jersey. He just kind of, not that he shuts down, but he just zones in. So I reach out to him every couple of days, check in, make sure he's good. But he likes to kind of just mentally like be in his zone, do his thing, and I let him be. That's just how I've always been. So I didn't even know he was signing with HD. I had no clue.
Somebody said he does have new picks, so we'll take a look at them. But anyway, let's finish this conversation about HD. Look, it's so crazy. I love Nick. I'm sorry, Nick, if you're watching, but every year, or it hasn't even been a year, it's been 8 months since the Raw thing. Every year we get a video and he's like, I love these guys. Is he going to come back to Hostile next? He's going to be like, hey, I love these guys too. I'm back. Like, you got to
I don't know what happened with Raw.
I know. I think I know what happened at HD. I understand why he left. I actually do understand why he's back. It kind of all makes sense. But it's just, I don't know if it's a great look.
Yeah.
I
mean, I left HD in February.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people did because, the leadership top had changed and stuff. Like, I get it. But it's just, I don't know. I don't think people understand because, you can't, if you're going to promote a product, it's hard to believe in what you're saying if you're going from product to product. So it's
I agree.
It's a little tough that way. And I think, it's at least good that it's not a completely different company. Like, it's a company that he was already with. So
I can say, I can say this, like, obviously you said why a lot of people walked away. I had an opportunity to work with the guy that is running the marketing over at Applied Nutrition, like AN Subs. I worked with him with a company called MFit that company lasted a year. And I had an opportunity, and they're in Long Island. So it's close. We get a lot of content together. And, when I was with Dorian, I hadn't done one photo shoot, hadn't been to Pure. Like, there was a lot that I was not doing as an athlete that now I can capitalize on with a closer company, and it made sense. Dorian has phenomenal products. I mean, I loved all his stuff. I mean, his aminos, his protein, I never had any. His stuff is phenomenal. So I can understand from that perspective why Nick went back to HD because the integrity of the brand after what happened there with all the stuff in the background, they're in a much better spot now. I don't know what happened on the other side of Raw and Revive. I mean, everybody knows that, the stuff with Matt and Nick, I'm sure might have played a role. I don't know.
Look, I know all those things. I know all those things make sense because if he's no longer with Matt, then there's not really a connection to Raw as much. And if HD is back in better leadership position,
they absolutely are. I've talked to them.
What I'm saying is, this is the thing though. We are in the know.
Yep.
So to us, it makes sense.
Yes.
What I'm saying is to the average consumer that is not in the know about this company and that company and who's running it and who's not, it just looks like a guy bouncing around.
Yeah.
So it's not a great look, but I think, as the story comes out as to why, that it'll be okay for him.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people can't, like you said, people assume without knowing the full story. Like, we understand why all that happened, and I don't disagree with why he even did that. I agree with, and I understand why. But for the end consumer, a lot of people might question the integrity. But if you don't know the full story, then you should either ask, find out, and don't assume.
Right. Let's take a look more importantly at his actual physique, because there is some updates here. This was posted. Oh, this is 4 weeks out. Is he 4 weeks out now? Is that what it is this weekend?
Or April?
Yep.
It's April 10th. So what's that?
Yeah, this is.
The front lat spread's much better.
Oh, he's posing it so much better.
Yeah, he's rolling his shoulders forward. He looks a little bit more opened up.
I'd like to see that chest flexed in that shot a little more.
I don't think so, Guy. I think that's the problem he was having before.
It was flattening him out from the front.
Yeah, I think when he was trying to flex his chest, it was closing off this gap and hiding flat.
He was putting the shoulders in, and everything was coming both.
This is the thing. Like, I think I like this side chest better than Derek's, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of fucking muscle up here that I don't think Derek has, and his side leg is
crazy.
If this is stripped out, it's going to be just as impressive as Derek's. And then the back, I've always loved Nick's back shots as well. It's just that Derek's back itself is, like, in my opinion, Nick's better from the lower body and the back.
Much better.
and in the arms and shoulders, but Derek's back itself is so thick.
He's got one of the best backs in bodybuilding.
Yes.
Derek.
I think Derek's up there with maybe the best back in bodybuilding.
But I don't look at that and go, he's got a wide waist. Not like you can't like
no one
No,
said
not
no one
here.
ever said that in the back shot ever.
I didn't say
No.
I didn't even say you, Ben.
No, I'm saying nobody's ever said in the back double he's got a wide waist.
No, his back shots have always been amazing.
It's show me a front double.
Yeah, it's not those shots that he's gonna. It's like I said, I think the side shots I would actually take Nick if he's stripped out the way he looks like he's gonna be. The back shots I think are going to be a little tougher. I like his balance because his lower body is so thick.
Yep.
But that like Derek's back is hard to ignore.
Yeah, I agree.
And Derek's got those peeled out glutes that also like catch your eye and shit. So it's like it's tough, you know?
Yep.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I want to see what I'm really interested to see is how much more muscular Nick looks than Derek on stage, because I think that will tell a lot as well.
Yes.
He's not
anyway.
going to look more muscular than Samson looked against him, though.
What's that?
He's not going to look more muscular than Samson looked against Derek. And
No, I know that. But in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, so people I know are going to get mad at me, but in my opinion, Samson beat Derek on Saturday night. I know the judges didn't think so. That's fine. I'm in my opinion, sitting there. I thought, sorry, Samson, I'm talking about you like you're not here, but
no.
So that would stand to reason in my mind that if Nick is peeled out, then he would compare a little better with Derek and it won't be a blowout. You know what I mean? Like if I think Nick's muscularity is going to be a problem for Derek too. I don't think it's going to be an easy win for him.
I say he top to bottom too, because when Derek does turn to the back, it's impressive, but he doesn't have that thickness that Nick has in the adductor and hamstring.
Like, okay, let me
It's
ask
crazy.
you.
It's
Let me ask-
crazy how much.
I guess this is what I'm asking you. And Samson, I'll ask you next if
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
answer. You can keep guys regularly, so you don't have to if you
Yeah.
don't want. Do we all agree that it's Derek's show to lose?
Yeah.
Ben, Samson, yes.
He's a Mr. Olympia. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how
After
does,
his best ever look was like 6
The
weeks
Arnold.
ago. Like
Yeah.
fucking. It's
So let
recent.
me ask you then the second question is, what does Nick have to do? And I'll ask you first, Samson. What does Nick have to do to beat Derek then? Is there a way he
yeah.
can beat him?
I think the minute he walks out, everybody has to have to be like, holy shit, we've never seen that before.
Like he's
If
got
we don't get that, if
get
he
out.
doesn't get that, the minute, not even in a pose, the minute he walks out, if we don't get that in the first minute he walks out and hits
Yeah.
that X, and we're like, what the hell? I think he won't beat him. I don't think he'll beat him.
So are you saying then it's a matter of peaking? Like if he's peaked like 100%?
He has to be completely 100%, and he has to be, and as much as it is, Derek still has to be off, or he has to be not as impressive for us to be like, okay,
That's the thing. If they're both
and
if they're
that
both
that
100%,
is a big stretch.
But I
Yeah.
think Samson is right. Because remember when he walked out, and I keep going back to this. I know people hate me for doing this because it's so long ago now, but remember when he walked out for New York? When he walked out for New York the first time, not the second time he won, but the first
Brad
time.
went crazy.
When he walked out for New York the first time and he just got into that front relaxed shot and his abs were fucking stacked and they were deep fucking, like he was peaked. Everybody from the very first front relaxed was like, holy fuck, like what is this?
Yeah.
I think Samson's right. If that happens, then it's like
And then you have a show. Then you have a show.
I think if we take the conditioning of Nick's Arnold to his fullness at New York, and have a combo of those two, it's a very, very dangerous combo.
I agree with that. Yeah, it might not be as good.
I do think you've got to, no matter how good he is, Derek's got to be off.
Derek still has to be off.
I think,
he still has to be off. He carries too much
on...
tools. He has too much strength, man. We all know this. I mean, he has too many strengths.
Do you think? Let me ask you this, Samson. I don't necessarily 100% disagree with you. I just think. Do you think the mass that Nick carries will help them overlook some of the tools that Derek has? Like, will it expose? I guess what I'm asking is this: when you see Nick with his size and condition, you think it'll expose some of the areas that Derek lacks in, like like the arm and shoulder separation,
the chest separation,
chest,
He will definitely highlight that. But
so that's what I'm
saying
talking
initially.
about.
initially that's why he has to be so wild when he walks out.
Yeah.
That people can then can go, okay, even though Derek might carry a better shape,
Yeah.
that's we can't take your eyes off that freak. And he has to be like that for him to beat him.
See, when you say that, the more we talk about it now, the more I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's possible.
It's all possible.
But that's what I mean.
But I'm saying
for you to
I'm
see,
saying
well,
it's,
that's what I mean. Yeah, but for that to happen, Derek still has to be off. Your eyes can't keep going back to Derek. If your eyes keep going back to Derek, then that's it.
And for me, Nick's wow pose was always the back double.
Yeah.
And Derek's back double is.
I always thought, yeah, I always thought Derek's wow shots to me were the side shots.
Yeah.
Oh,
I said, yeah, I'm saying Nick's. We say Nick's side shots or Derek.
Nick's side shots were always
there's more powerful shots.
Yeah. I always liked his back double because he was always so stripped out and hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And he poses and he's able to show the hamstring and glute adductor through the middle.
Yeah, I've always thought he had a great back double too. I just think the only place he beats Derek is the hamstrings.
Well, I don't know if you remember the year Samson won the Arnold, which was 23.
Yeah.
Do you remember Nick turned to the back knee back double and the whole fucking crowd gasped?
It's impressive. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, his back double is crazy because that X frame, because all you see when he does that back double is,
and that's where his taper cut. You see all the taper coming. His waist at this big in the back.
It's not the back that actually blows you away. It's 24-inch arms, massive shoulders, and then this really thick fucking hamstrings into this tiny little weight, into the tiny hips. His hips actually aren't that wide. So from the back, it's like really, really impressive to see.
No, it's not. If you see sort of obliques from the front that could his midsection.
Right.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be one of the best shows of the year.
I'm excited to be there. We're going to be. Hostile's going to be there. We're going to have a booth there. I'm going to be fucking watching the show. I'm actually super excited for Martin too. Martin's put on about 10 pounds of stage weight.
I love that kid. He looks he's such a hard worker, man.
The last update Martin sent me, I don't know what he's got on his page. We should probably take a look at it. The last update Martin sent me looks like it's going to be kind of old school Martin conditioning with new school size.
Yeah.
Good.
Like,
because that conditioning he had in like 21, 22 was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got, I think this might be an update. No, this is just a photo. But like you can see from this photo, like the skin's getting fucking thin here.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty fucking wild, right? And his legs just keep getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, what the
fuck? More fucking peeled.
Yeah. I mean, this is all we got really is 6 weeks out.
I don't know. I like that guy. Like Martin doesn't post updates all the time because I think the wow factor and the unknown is kind of everybody's always posting updates, and I like when they don't sometimes because then it makes the show more intriguing because you don't know what to expect.
Guy, look at this fucking kid's legs.
Wild.
No, not that one. Look at the fucking legs.
Crazy.
Ben's got to train legs with him on Monday. That's going to suck.
Yeah, thanks. Really? There needs to be a fucking bonus in my check.
Well, Ben trained with Branch, so he's already.
I know Ben will be fine. Ben will be totally fine. I know that. Does Martin? Let's have that conversation. Can Martin get in between these two or ahead of them? I mean, and the only reason I say this. Martin, a lot of people watching the Olympia had Martin beating Derek in a couple shots. Mind you, that wasn't the same Derek that was at the Arnold.
Yeah, it was a way different Derek.
Yeah, it's a very different Derek. So
I can see him splitting the two if things are slightly off with one of them.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a problem with Nick's size if Nick's peeled.
I think once Martin, has a little more time under his belt and just puts on a little more thickness up top, I think any show he walks into is a fucking threat, and Olympia included.
Listen, that's for sure the smartest thing you said. Like if he, with his balance, if he gets like 5 pounds heavier, 10 pounds heavier, like that balance on that physique is going to be very hard to beat. Yep. Yeah.
I want to see Martin. I don't know. He's back. I think can show more detail in it. I'd like to see more detail come through in his back shots.
I think his back shots are I love
They're crazy. They're great. They're crazy thick. I just don't see the like separation and hardness in it that I think he can get in. But I think that's going to take a bit of time. I think that's going to come. Like you said, with the.
Let's see what the chat is saying. This guy says Martin will beat both of them. This guy says Nick might not make it to the Olympia. I don't think that's if Nick doesn't win, he's just going to do New York the week after.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not favorable.
What happens if Andrew doesn't win? You think he'll come and do Pittsburgh?
No.
No.
No. He'll then push into Texas. He'll go to Texas.
I would assume he would set it down until later in the year. Okay, you know what, guy? We keep getting turned away from this. Let's get your picks.
Sorry, we were supposed to pull up bodybuilders.
Yeah, Justin. Look at Justin. Here's Dennis Frederick. This is most recent update. Wow, his upper body.
These guys I've never heard of all look fucking phenomenal, man.
I know, but this guy threw me off.
Everyone looks phenomenal on their own, though. Huh?
I was looking, he's got some other pictures here. I was looking at his legs. That kind of threw me a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't have that sweep.
Here, that's a little better.
Okay, and now the next guy.
That's Frederick. This is Matus. Matus looks like a new pro. That is pro card. I think he's a little bigger now.
He almost looks like he could be a good 212 guy.
Come on, he's like, it looks like he's 250 pounds.
Is he super tall? I can't tell in the photo. He looks like he's short.
I don't know.
No, he's next to Andrew there. Look, he's still next to fucking Andrew Jackson.
He looks like a bigger guy to me. Yeah,
this is the picture next to Andrew.
That's Andrew.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, I didn't have any point of reference.
That's my two. Andrew, you know, Yosef. Have you seen Yosef? He's done the New York before, I think.
You're crazy belts.
That best shoulders in the IFBB.
He's peeled too. Wow.
Stripped right out. Look at this guy. I got to show you this guy's shoulders. They're fucking retarded. Look at this shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
It's like so crazy to see that.
Crazy delts.
Look at this delt. It's like so perfect.
Wow. That's gnarly looking. Love the beard too.
And he's totally fucking stripped. Look at his fucking black, feathered, man. A little bit lighter in the legs, but still an awesome physique. Sergio, you know, Justin, Sasan, Ali, Dennis, Jordan Gomez is James's training partner. He's a shorter guy, but very complete. This is kind of an older shot of him.
That's New York last year, right?
Looks like he's in good shape. Nice shape. He's just structure-wise, he's going to be smaller than everybody else.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else you want to see?
All right. So let's put
Diogo. This is the only shot of Diogo I have.
Really?
That's the only one. Yeah. If you look at there's nothing really on his page.
What's the one of him being pushed down?
Wait a second. If I go to his actual page, there's some more shots here, I think. Here's something recent. Ian said something about his legs not being up to par with his upper body. His upper body looks great.
Yeah. But when you have such a good upper body and if your lower is lacking, it hurts more than it helps.
You can see there a little bit. It's not totally imbalanced, but there's needs a little bit more, I think. It looks good though.
Okay, so how many guys total are there?
10.
Who's the last guy we looked at?
Diogo.
I put him in. Let's go 4. Number 4, I want to put who's the first guy we looked at, the round muscular black guy?
Ali, but somebody said I need to confirm this. Somebody said that he's I should go to his page, maybe it's there. Somebody said he's not doing the show because of visa issues.
Oh.
Into Germany? Oh, wow.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
Am I allowed to change if he pulls out?
This says 10 weeks out, Dubai. Yeah, maybe
9 hours ago. Yeah, that was 9 hours ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not. I got to take him off.
Okay, so take him off.
Shit, what just happened?
No,
You took
just
him
took
out
out
of
number
it. He
10.
deleted out of everybody's spot that you had him in.
Fuck.
no, I didn't. I only took out. I only took out
It's
your
just
one.
didn't he? Fuad's missing number 5.
Yeah, but he took number 5 out, which was Ali, and then he deleted number 10 of his
Shit.
own.
Who I think I had Frederick.
Mhm.
last. Okay. So I gotta move all these guys up. Jesus.
Oh man, you got some housekeeping to do.
I know, right? Okay. Let me move up Matus. Matus and
I was excited to see Ali. I like his physique. Shame.
let me see if I can just do this. What if I just remove him from here? Okay, there. That's removed. Go back to predictions. Okay.
All right.
No,
Let's
I did it to
go
everyone.
9. I'll put
Who's in 4? Or who do you want at 4?
scroll back up to the list so I have them all in front of me.
They're all right here. They're right here.
They're all next to Ian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't copy Ian's.
I'm not. Who is the peeled guy?
God, I don't know what fucking Ian's picks were.
Joseph Fetton. Joseph.
Let's put Yosef in 4.
Joseph in 4th.
Um,
Come on, guys. It's not that hard.
It's so small. I'm trying to look.
Okay, wait. Maybe I can.
That's what she said.
Okay, here's the guys right here.
Okay, good. Let's go Jordan 5. I like the Diogo guy, but no one knows if he's doing it right.
No, Diogo's doing
Diogo.
it. Ali's
Click
not
on
doing
him up top real quick. No, up top, like the Instagram one.
I think I closed it already. Here. This is Diogo.
Yeah, I don't know him. I'll put him in I put him in 9th. It's just because I don't know. There's no photos.
What do you make laugh?
Yeah, there's nothing. Not because I don't think he's good. I just don't have anything to go off of.
Come on. Let's go through this. Sorry.
Give me the list again.
What
there's
the
no
fuck,
list for me.
guys? Like only 4 guys to choose from. How do you forget them all?
Let's go Diogo.
Yeah, he's in 9th. You have him there in 9th already.
Yep. And then let's go Justin in 6th.
Okay, Justin. You have Dennis Frederick and Matus left.
Let's go Dennis Matus.
Dennis Matus. Okay. Samson.
Okay, so I got Andrew first.
Andrew. Okay.
Sass second.
Sass. Yeah.
Sergio third.
Might get a
Sergio.
birthday card from Sergio.
Who's the guy? Name of the guy that just did Detroit? The one that was on the list.
Justin. Muzio.
Yeah, I'm in 4th.
Justin. Okay.
The tall guy with the great shoulders.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 5th. And then I'll just lose track at that point. How many we got?
You got Jordan Gomez. You got Diogo, Dennis Frederick, and Matus.
I got Dennis Frederick 6.
Yeah.
Matus 7th.
Matus, and then you got Jordan Gomez and Diogo left.
Yeah, Jordan Gomez and Diego.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to clean this up later. Now that I got Ali out of here. Ben, do you want to do these again or no?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
I'll just read you off. I already know mine. Like I'm here. So it's Andrew, Sass, Sergio, Joseph, Justin, Diogo, Dennis, Jordan, Mateus.
Matus. Okay. All right. That's it. We're gonna see what happens. All right.
It's gonna be interesting.
We got a little bit. What?
It's gonna be interesting.
What happened in my chat here? Show chat. Okay. Anybody here? Okay, let's do some questions and then we'll go. Samson, you good for time still?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay too.
I second that.
Fuck you, man. I get it. Fine.
That's actually really funny. Sorry, man. Okay. All right. What was your first time meeting your bodybuilding idol, and what was the experience like? Samson, who's your bodybuilding idol?
I think at the time, the first one I met, I think it was Sean Roden, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Sean Roden. Yeah,
20,
20, yeah, man. It was 2014. He was the first ever pro bodybuilder at that level I ever met.
You said
I
Roden?
remember it was a Body Power, a Body Power Expo. I remember it was 2014, 2015. Yeah, 2015, I think, a Body Power Expo. Yeah, man. He was impressively nice. Because honestly, I remember it was I left with a very good experience, put it that way. He really made me feel like, man. I remember he cracked a joke to me at the time because he went to sign my hat. And I was like, oh, he's like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, Samson. And he was like, man, you ain't gonna need a stage name. And they put it in, and I started cracking laughing. And yeah, that was, I mean, for the first time meeting someone at that level at its first time, it was, he left me with a really good experience, man. So I really want to thank you for that. Then Flex was second for the second one after that. Flex Lewis.
Or Lewis?
Flex Lewis. Flex Lewis.
Really quickly, the super chat from Zach Bartlett Lifts says, thanks, Samson, for all the adventures you gave me. Never forget anything's better than construction.
Oh.
Somebody you worked with, obviously.
Yeah.
So Sean Roden and then Flex, and your experiences were both good. Ben, who are your bodybuilders? Did you ever meet them?
Ronnie.
Did you ever meet
Ronnie? Yeah, the first time I met him was in Metroflex, and I was squatting on his squat rack, and he was
like, get the fuck off of this thing.
No, well, he was in a wheelchair and doing belt squats. Okay. Doing a belt squat right in front of me, and I was wearing the shut up and squat t-shirt, and I was like,
oh, wait. That's awesome.
No, I was like, I felt like a fucking dickhead.
Why? Why?
Just this Ronnie. I don't know.
Yeah, but he probably was like, this fucking kid's trying to be me. Probably made him feel good.
Maybe, I guess, but I just felt very insecure.
And knowing you were probably squatting like 6 or 7 plates, so he probably respected it.
Yeah, I had a decent amount of weight on there, but it was hard because he was on a belt squat out of a wheelchair, and I'm pre-barring a lot. I don't know, I just felt a bit of an idiot.
Guy, ever meet your bodybuilding idol, and was it a good experience?
The first time I met Branch, I didn't know him. It was at a photo shoot in 2011 after my first Olympia. He was there in a leg brace after he blew his quad apart. And we had one conversation, and I always looked up to Branch because he had a crazy physique, and I loved the intensity training. So, for me growing up, I loved Kevin, big fan of Lee, and Branch was somebody that I genuinely looked up to. And I mean, the guy still trains balls to the wall now. Like I love that. Like I've always really looked up to Branch in that aspect.
I don't know if I ever had a bodybuilding
and
idol.
Jay, and I have to say Jay. I know a lot of people say Jay, but Jay is, I lean on Jay for questions, or whether it's business, bodybuilding. He's a ball of knowledge. So and a lot of questions I have usually get forwarded to Jay a lot of times.
I think Jay's a big one for me too. Yeah.
I got one other story. The first time I met Lee Labrada was at the Cali Pro. I was actually with James. We were talking about this the other day, actually. There's James and I, Luke and Sass were competing, and Nathan in 2018. And we were just stood in the crowd, and Hunter was there. And we'd never, none of us had ever met before. So he came over, and it was like me, James, Hunter, and I think maybe Yannicka was with us, or someone was with us. So we were just talking. I look over my shoulder, and Lee was just politely stood behind me. And so I was like, fuck. So I turned around and was, oh, Mr. Labrada, nice to meet you. And he goes, oh, hi, I'm Hunter's dad. I'm like,
yeah, we know.
that's not who you are, but okay, fine, I get it. Yeah. But yeah, he was another one. I guess the bodybuilding great and idol.
I like that kind of humility though.
Mm.
I do that all like people, not that I'm obviously of Lee Labrada stature, but when people meet me, they're like, "Oh, it's so great to meet you." I'm like, "Hi, I'm Fouad." They're like, "Yeah, we know." I'm like, it just doesn't, I don't know, it just feels
You say, hi, I'm Summer's husband.
yeah. Okay. Who are the top 3 most underrated coaches, past and present? I don't know, that's a little too specific.
Yeah.
Which coach do you think will bring the best out of Carlos Thomas? I don't know if that's a coach thing. Carlos has
I don't think he gives a coach enough time. I think he just, I think he needs
I don't
to.
know. I don't know if it's just that though. Carlos was on my podcast and we were talking about it, and Carlos has some type, I can't remember what gastrointestinal ailment he deals with.
Diverticulitis or something like that, or
Yeah, something, I don't know, something like that. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head right now, but the coaches that he deals with have to like kind of moderate that. So maybe there's more to it than just the average bodybuilder, you know? I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a coaching thing though. Like maybe it's managing his physique while trying to get him shredded. Are we able to attend the fish challenge in Pittsburgh? Sure. We're going to be outside of Pittsburgh somewhere doing the fish challenge.
Outside for sure.
You know the surstrumming fish?
I have a video of me and Branch doing that. No,
I know you do.
No,
So Ben, Ian, and Seth all lost a bet to me and Paul.
you won't even make it.
Oh, Ian and Seth.
Oh yeah, they're with you.
Good. I'm so.
I know it's worse if
okay.
you. It's not as bad
I'm
if you're with other people. Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to be the worst one. I think Ian will handle it. I think Steph's going to be a bit of a.
Ian's going to ease right through it.
You can look it up, Ben. It's one of the worst smelling things in the entire world. You can.
I've seen a bunch. I've seen a bunch of videos, but
it is.
I have a pretty cast iron stomach, so I'm.
No, okay.
If there was one food that you love that you could make 0 calories, what would you choose?
Ice cream.
Pizza. Best jobs to make great money while moving up in the bodybuilding world. Manage a strip club.
OnlyFans.
I'm telling you. Listen, I'm being honest. If you work at a bar, it's not like that intensive that you can't step away for a meal once in a while. Yeah. You know, if you're a bouncer,
it is, but it must be. You're serving drinks. You're not gonna be.
No. If you're a bartender, that's different. I'm saying if you're a bouncer or a manager or something like that, you can probably get away. If you're bartending, for sure, you're fucked.
I worked as a sous chef, which was perfect.
I think a cook could work too. You just, you have that dinner rush where you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, but you can also snack where you go in.
Yeah.
I feel like every bodybuilder at some point was a bouncer.
And if you're a sous chef or something like that, the head chef, if he knows you're a bodybuilder, will want to feed you.
Yeah.
So he's like, I made you extra steak. I made you this. I mean,
try this, try that.
There's a lot of jobs you can do and do really well with. Like if you work shift work, like if you work at a factory, I always thought this was like the perfect job because you're there for whatever 8 hours. You eat before you go to work. Every 2 hours you have a break. At least in North America, we do anyway. Every 2 hours you get a 15-minute break, then you have a lunch, then you get a 15-minute break, and then you go home.
What shift work did you work at? That sounds freaking awesome.
Well, usually if you work at like Ford, Chrysler, GM, or any secondary plants, you get every couple hours, you get like at least a 15-minute break.
Really?
Yeah. I should work there.
Yeah.
Right.
That freaking sounds like heaven. I get a break every 15 minutes, so every hour.
Yeah. So when I was working factory work, during my 15-minute break, I would drink a shake with oatmeal. I would do like whey and oatmeal, whatever, in a shaker cup and just slam it. That would be my meal. And then on my lunch, I would have a real meal. Then my next break, I'd have another shake. And then the meal after that, I was home by that time. So I would have a meal then. So like if you're working shift work, then you probably have enough breaks where you can get that in. Like this guy in the comment section saying it too. He's like, well, first this guy says that's not shift work. I'm like, what is it then? It's shift work. What the fuck are you talking about? This guy says he gets a 15-minute break and one lunch. That's what he gets. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's probably different at every place, but I know like Ford, Chrysler, GM do that. So anyway, okay. If you had to drink one thing other than water for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Good milkshake.
What?
Chocolate milkshake.
That's what you're gonna drink for?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's really?
So like on a
Without-
hot, so like it's a hot, humid day, you're gonna drink a
Oh.
fucking chocolate milkshake?
Even before fuck right, I am.
Wash down his
Yeah.
lemons.
Dude, that's so gross. Like it's so like not refreshing.
What's
Like a-
wrong with you?
Like a yoo-hoo?
No, like a chocolate. Like we get this, like when the milk one comes around and you have like a bottle of normal milk and a bottle of the chocolate milk,
Yeah.
like that. It's more like
Well,
chocolate milk.
But look, you live in Texas. Like it's 120 fucking degrees. Like I'm not drinking
That's
a
not
chocolate.
thirst quenching.
But it's true.
You know, you're,
Good.
you're outside
Good.
cutting the grass. You're like, oh, give me that chocolate shake.
You think I'm outside cutting the grass? You think I'm outside cutting the fucking grass?
Samson,
It's way too hot.
any other drink other than water?
Tea. Cup of tea.
Oh, this guy said, Fouad, have you ever jagged at work? Is he saying jagged like jacked
What?
off?
Yes, and so yeah.
No, I've never done that.
That's a weird
Samson,
one.
Samson, you said tea?
Yes.
Well, you're fucking UK, that's why.
Hey, tea's good.
Hey,
Guys are
and
known
not
for
iced
that.
tea either. Not iced tea either.
Oh, I forgot. I just
Yeah.
learned.
No iced tea.
Guy, listen to this.
Yeah, no iced coffee, no iced tea.
No
I just
freaking
learned
iced
this
coffee,
from these
iced
two
coffee.
fucking guys because they're fucking, they're snobs. They're like,
No, where are we snobs?
They
Are we
don't
snobs
drink-
because I drink iced tea and iced coffee?
they think
real tea.
iced tea. They think iced tea is disgusting.
It is disgusting. It
Really?
is
It is disgusting.
We know
It's
it is
literally,
disgusting.
it's literally
You
delicious.
guys are gonna hate my answer then.
Iced tea.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
do you ever
you
go,
say
do
it's
you ever go to
tea or
do you ever go to
It's
Chick, do you ever go to
freaking-
Chick-fil-A? They have the unsweetened tea. It's called it's unsweetened tea or sugar-free iced tea and sugar-free lemonade. They mix it together. When I go there, I'll get a gallon of it. That stuff is
Delicious.
That's
awful.
not tea. That's just, I don't even know what that is. That's not even
It's called. It's like
You
it's like an
gotta
Arnold
process.
Palmer, like a half and half. Like I could drink that all day.
That's something else.
So these guys think iced tea is blasphemy because tea is supposed to be
It is.
hot.
Well, so
Correct.
is
And I also found out they
And
hate-
coffee,
they hate
and
iced
coffee.
Yeah, I have coffee.
Oh, you don't like
Fuck
coffee
that.
cold?
No,
No,
fuck
no.
that. Fuck that.
Really?
Tea and
So-
coffee are two hot drinks. They are hot
Yeah,
I'm
drinks.
telling
no,
you, man,
freaking
these
cold
UK guys,
ones.
they're
Yes,
snobby.
and if you put ice in them, they're then cold drinks.
And you don't drink them. You
No,
leave
you don't
them over
drink
there
them.
for someone else to drink.
It is ice.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I love my cold coffee.
Oh.
I don't drink.
If
I don't-
if someone asks you for coffee, do you bring an ice cold drink to them?
No, I
No,
say you want
no,
iced or hot.
No, Samson's right. Samson's right. If you just say, if somebody says, bring me coffee, it's usually understood that it's hot.
Yeah.
Same with
But-
tea.
Same with tea.
tea.
Same with
Same
tea.
with tea.
Same
Yeah.
with tea. But that doesn't mean that iced coffee can't be delicious.
I agree.
How?
If somebody asks for just like, if somebody's like, "Hey, can you get me a cup of coffee?" I would assume that a cup of coffee
It's
is
warm.
Waffle.
warm or hot, whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you're like, "Hey, what do you want? Oh, can I get an ice?" A lot of people just like, I prefer iced coffee, but in the morning I won't drink iced coffee. I have to drink a hot coffee.
I only drink iced coffee in the summer. Like when it's hot out, I'll have an iced
Yeah,
coffee.
more so.
I
Yeah.
hate iced coffee. I can't do either of them iced. They're
Why
gross.
isn't the- I don't
It
know.
just doesn't
And
work.
here's the thing, I have tried them both.
You guys are
Yeah,
snobs.
yeah.
No.
I told you. It's obvious. These guys and their food, their cheeses and their fucking bread and their desserts. Fucking,
To make a shirt, Samson, that says tea snob on the back.
So, Guy, yours is iced tea.
Ice half and half.
Oh, with lemonade. That's right.
Half and half.
Opinions on the 2010 Mr. Olympia. I feel like Phil had Jay there, but it is one that is never discussed when it comes to controversial contests. That's kind of true. That was a pretty close call, and nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jay's size overpowered
It's
Phil
just
at the time,
overpowered him, yeah.
but it was very close. Love the show. Detroit looked awesome. I'm 36, work 6 days a week in construction, 5 a.m. workouts. is what works best for me. Any suggestion for pre and post workout nutrition so early?
I
Ben,
would train on empty stomach.
I wouldn't.
Oh,
Not if I was trying to maximize my growth.
Make sure the meal you have before you go to bed is plenty, like nutrient dense. You've got carbs in there, and then if you're not going to eat anything, at least start drinking a shake like on the way to the gym that's got a good amount of carbs in it.
Can we start to normalize something that I think is important? And maybe I'm wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Carbs help shuttle nutrients.
Yeah.
Why do people, like, if you're talking like, and the reason I'm saying this is we've been looking at electrolyte formulations because we want to do an electrolyte drink. The best way to hydrate, it's like levels, right? It's like water, then it's like water with electrolytes, then it's like water with electrolytes and carbs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you have like 20 grams of carbs,
and then if you add glycerol and then creatine to that, it's like,
so if you have, but I'm saying without making it too expensive, right? If you just added 20 grams of carbs, even if it's dextrose, that now all of a sudden hydrates you even faster and with even less water. So the reason I'm bringing it up is it stands to reason it's the same thing as your pre-workout, but nobody uses pre-workout carbs. But if you put 25 grams of carbs in your pre-workout drink, it's going to fucking shuttle faster and absorb better.
Yeah, I actually don't have
that's something nobody talks about.
But Jay has one called Repair with carbs in it, but it's not a
post-workout.
I've seen some pre's with like 10 to 15 grams put in them. I can't remember where.
I'm considering it because
here and there.
I'm considering doing it because it's like throughout my whole career, I would usually do pre, intra, and post carbs. Like
this says perfect post or intra. This is Jay's.
Yeah, we have
not sponsored by Jay. Just letting everybody know.
But that's post or intra. That's not pre.
Yeah, but Guy, our intra has carbs as well for that reason. But
okay.
What I'm saying is, for pre-workouts, people don't usually ever, like I did throughout my career. Me and John, it's also because I used a couple IUs of insulin pre-workout sometimes. But like even when I wasn't, John didn't have me. I told John I didn't like using a lot. Like 5 was the max. But even when I didn't use insulin, I still used to do 25, 50, and 50. So I would do 25 pre, 50 during.
A lot of times I have all my guys do 50 grams with their pre-workout, and then they don't do intra. They just drink water through. Like they do with their EAAs, their pre-workout, and their 50 grams. They hit that 20 minutes before they train. Then they go into train water. I mean, if they're really big, then they might have intra.
I think I have a question. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
I know you said like the guy that was working out in the morning to have like a heavier dense carbs before bed, which I agree. But a lot of times having carbs that late can, your insulin sensitivity can fuck up.
Wait. You're assuming it's late. I'm not saying late. I'm just saying in the evening meal, you got to make sure that you've got some sort of like potato.
I assume.
I'm not trying to right before you go to bed. He might do a shake right before bed, but I'm like, if he goes to bed at say
refill the glycogen.
You'll make sure that it's one of the two. If you're eating like a bodybuilder, you have 2 evening meals, right? You have one at like say 6 and one at 9. You got to make sure you got some good amount of carbohydrates going in there.
Yes,
that evening window.
I was assuming you were talking about the meal. Like I eat like 30 minutes before I go to bed.
Yeah, I'm saying that one
really quickly. I want to ask you this because I think this came up the other day, and I gave an answer to it. But I don't know, like I gave it a bro answer because I don't know the science behind it. But this guy says, where the fuck did it go? It says, I can't remember where it is now, but it says,
you have 2 perfect black lines right here when you leaned over on your beard. It goes perfectly down like this.
Yeah, I know. I did on purpose. No, I'm just joking. He said, yeah, but you're eating carbs in your pre-workout meal, so doesn't that count? My answer to that was your pre-workout meal is usually an hour to an hour before you train.
Yep.
Hour and a half before you train. So you're not going to get the same spike in insulin as if you just put 25 grams in your pre, which you're drinking literally 5 or 10 minutes before you train.
Also, and this is like kind of like a bit open-ended, but a lot of the carbs that are in your muscle as muscle glycogen are there from the day before, not in the pre-workout meal. The carbs you're getting from the pre-workout meal are to are probably getting used for fuel within that current session, but they're not actually the glycogens in that muscle.
What I think,
that makes sense.
what I think he was trying to imply, which I got this question yesterday when I was having a conversation with somebody about it. I think what he was trying to imply is that if you ate carbs in your pre-workout meal, you've already spiked your insulin. So if you drink a pre-workout an hour later or whenever you drink it, you're going to shuttle those nutrients. And what I'm saying is it's not the same spike as if you drink the carbs with the pre-workout at the same time versus getting the carbs in an hour to an hour and a half later. So I don't know. Maybe it's a more interesting question.
You did 50 grams of carbs intra.
I used to do 50 intra. Yeah, it had to be.
Anytime I added carbs to intra, I bothered my stomach. Dextro,
it had to be. Listen, it has to be cluster dextrin. It can't be fucking.
I never liked. It just always fucked with my stomach. It would always make me like nauseous.
Yeah, I remember Luke and I doing 100 grams intra.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it fucking works. It fucking works. Like it's.
You do leg days on that, you can't fucking walk. Your legs are.
Well, the thing is, it's like you can train forever. It's like you feel like you just have a constant flow of energy. So it's like it helps.
I always like training with like 2 or 3 meals and then train. But if I'm training early in the morning, or like if I'm training by 10 a.m., I won't eat.
But that's because you're 40 fucking years old.
Yeah, that's a different. You're talking about guys that are trying to maximize muscle growth, guy, not you trying to box.
No. I'm saying if somebody's getting up at 5 a.m. or training at 5 to wake up even earlier to get a meal in, I would sleep in, go right to the gym, work out, and then pre-workout, and then an hour later meal, and then start my day.
It's super easy. They just wake up and they just drink like 20 grams of essential amino acids or Pepto Pro with 50 grams of carbs in it and a banana right as they walk out the door. It's super easy.
I want to answer these 2 questions here. This guy, Austin, says, and you guys weigh like 300 pounds. I'm not sure what the context of that is, but regardless of your weight.
Yeah, what does that do?
What I'm saying, the carbs and it shuttling nutrients is nothing to do with how big we are.
Plus this would also get you to 300 pounds. So.
Right. The second thing is, Emil here says, instead of drinking carbs, wouldn't it be easier to eat some rice? No, because you're not going to eat a cup of rice 5 minutes before you train because the blood is going to be in your stomach trying to digest the rice instead of going to your muscle.
Yep.
What you want is the cluster dextrin or some type of really simple digesting carb like that so that it shuttles to the muscle and doesn't sit in your gut and your body can actually use it. So that's the benefit to drinking a really simple carb versus eating rice or eating an apple or eating something.
Yeah, it's not going to draw. It doesn't draw a bunch of fluid into the stomach with it to help it digest. That
always blew my mind. I would see people walking through the gym like while they're training, eating a bar or something, and I'm like, you can't. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm different though. I eat literally right before I train.
Really?
Yeah,
literally the minute I eat. And I train, and I come out of training, I'm starving, I want to eat again.
Samson has a fucking iron stomach, though. That's not the norm.
So I know because people don't do that but I know that's for me.
Have you seen that video when you remember when Callum von Moger used to train with Frank out in Gold?
Yeah.
He was doing Ben and Jerry's intra workout. I was like, that's a bit of meat.
Like if I did that, I would throw up.
I'd vomit everywhere.
Yeah. All right, boys. I know I've kept you on a bit. I hope you guys have a good day. I know Ben's really, really busy.
Always love me.
Yeah.
Guys, great to see you again. Samson,
always, bro.
For coming on for a bit. Catch you guys on the next one.
All right, fellas.
Okay, guys.